Lauren, you're all set?
I'm all set, ready whenever you are.
I'm good. Alrighty, everybody, we'd like to welcome to the May ZBA meeting. Do roll call.
Kevin Scully,
Present.
Marcy Daniel,
Present.
Chip Postiglione,
Here.
Steve Thaw,
Here.
John Seeley. Thank you.
All right, we'll stand for the pledge, please. And please just make note of the fire exits behind you and behind us here. The first order of business will be a new public hearing, WAFA. Come on up, please. Yeah. Sorry, I can't pronounce your other name. Yeah. How you doing today? Is it on there? Do you see the light?
Just tap it. Yeah. There you go.
It's on.
Good.
Okay, great.
So I think this is on for the public hearing for the first time tonight, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
We'd
so
like
you
to-
should entertain a
Yep,
motion to open
Yep.
the hearing?
Yep.
Make a motion to open a public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Welcome. Can you give us a little recap of what you were here for last month? I think it was just a small,
Yes, it's very, very small portion of variance. It's a very small portion of the side yard variance. So the project on a halt for a long time. Hope, is going to be the magic decision today. So the world will be open for me tomorrow. I
Right.
hope so.
yeah. If I remember correctly, it was about a 3-inch either mistake or
Yes.
that was done by the
Yes.
surveyor or the
Yes,
masons or something.
Honestly, I don't know who's going to be count for it. Honestly, yeah, but that's what it is.
Yeah. Anyone remember differently? Anyone?
That's what I remember. That
That's
was-
pretty much it. Yep. If there's no other questions or, because I think we reviewed this pretty, probably more than we should have last meeting.
I
So,
think we just want to clarify.
yeah,
that
yeah,
it was
and I
3
don't think
inches.
we're going to get that answer, right?
Yeah,
So if there's no other comments from the board members here, Dave, can you read, do we have to go through the 5 elements or the 5
Yeah, I mean, you should, well, first you should open up to the public.
Oh,
There's
that's-
members of the
oh,
public.
yes.
Details.
Such a stickler. Anyone from the public out there have any comments? Anything they'd like to say? All righty.
So we can go through these factors fairly quickly.
Yes.
On a 3 to 4 inch side yard variance. It's the benefit to the applicant versus any detriment to the health, safety, and welfare of the community. Is anybody think there'll be any undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties by this variance?
No.
No.
Okay. And evidence of any solve the problem without the granting of a variance?
No.
No.
Does anybody feel that it's substantial?
No.
No. Not at all.
Borderline.
Any adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood?
No. None.
And was the difficulty self-created?
No.
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 So I believe if I'm keeping track correctly, those factors seem to weigh in favor of a grant of the variance, so
Yeah,
you may want to
I'd like
entertain a motion to grant the variance sought.
yep, I'd like to make a motion to grant the variance.
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then if you'd like to make a separate motion to direct me to prepare a resolution and to authorize the chairman to sign it if it's consistent with the proceedings here.
I make a motion to draft a resolution, have the chairman sign this.
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Very much.
What's that? Yes.
Make a
we
motion to
should-
close the public hearing?
Yes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Then take a motion to have the motion made prior to the close of the public hearing repeated and
Okay.
reasserted, all the motions,
I
both
make,
motions.
absolute, I make a motion to have this drafted in resolution and signed by the chairperson.
First,
Second
the
that.
motion to approve,
Oh.
because it was made procedurally improperly. We neglected to close the.
I'd like
public
to make a motion to approve this variance.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion to have this drafted, the resolution drafted and signed by the chairperson.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Very much.
Good luck to you. Next on the agenda will be returning public hearing is Lieberitz, but they have asked for an extension till next month, I believe that was.
We make a motion to keep the public hearing open, or is it just stay open?
You should make a motion to adjourn it, to keep it open and adjourn it to be heard again on June, what's the date?
Twenty-seventh.
I make a motion to adjourn the public meeting for today and to extend it to June 27th.
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next up in the returning public hearing is Reynoso. How you doing, Dave? How's it going? Yeah,
It's going.
yeah. So it's been a while since you were before us with this. If I remember correctly, but to give us a little recap of where we stand. In my notes, it was a lot width, was it? In area variance, something along those lines?
Yes, actually, I don't have the cover letter with me that described everything. It was my understanding from our last meeting where someone else from my office was here, was that there were
Yeah, was the,
Town of Chester has not replied, and I did not submit the GML 239 as I was supposed to. I had it marked off that I did it. They have no record of it.
Okay.
So I've resubmitted it as of today, but they're not going to reply before the next meeting. I did speak with Dave regarding that before coming here this evening. If there were any options that could be done while we wait for the GML to come in.
oh, you have anything to add to that, sir?
No, I did speak to Noreen, and it's unfortunate, but things like this happen sometimes. I would not, I would imagine that the applicant would be wanting us to try to approve it subject to the receipt of those comments. I've done that once before in one municipality over the past 15 years, and it was dicey, and we got burned because it came back with negative comments after we did it, and I vowed never to do it again, unfortunately. But I would not recommend that you do that, but what you can do is leave the public hearing open, talk out loud about the factors, so I have an idea, listen, if anybody from the public would like to be heard, if David would like to make any further presentation on it, and then what I could do is, although I usually don't do it between meetings, based upon what I'm hearing from your discussion tonight, I could probably draft and have a draft ready at the next meeting rather than have a vote at the next meeting and draft thereafter. That's probably the best that we can do under these circumstances.
So if I remember correctly, I think we tried to go over a lot of this last meeting for preparation to move it along. But just as a recap, I think the existing lot width of is a pre-existing non-conforming, right? Correct?
Lot width is that was triggered because of the additions that would be added to the building.
How about the area coverage going to 20.4%, right? That's up about 5. Is that pre-existing, or that's happening because of the work?
It's happening because
Right. And I think we went over where there was some concessions made about the other,
You did
like
speak about that.
walkways or patios or something to try to minimize that. Is that correct? Anyone else remember that?
I do recollect it. Maybe you can refresh us on those concessions?
absolutely. It was my understanding that we were to recalculate the impervious area based on the existing conditions and then what's proposed. When we compared the two, the ironic thing about it
It was
is
the
they're
same.
almost the same.
Right.
And I asked you not to trust me, but I had somebody else in my office who's an engineer recalculate it, and they confirmed, that it's basically a wash.
Yeah,
So that's where we stand with that.
Right.
So you need the lot width, which is a pre-existing condition at
Right.
138.9, and the lot coverage, which is a pre-existing non-conformity, and with all the additions and all the subtractions, it comes out
Pretty
within
much.
a couple feet of exactly what it is right now.
That's correct. So in the spirit of moving along, when we get everything back from what we're waiting on, and if you have those, the board would like to just talk out loud about the factors. So next time when everything's in order, we can just move this along.
Yeah, I mean, typically speaking, right, if as a board, if you're discussing factors and then voting, I'm drafting over the next week or 2 or 3 anyway. So if I'm drafting between now and then, if I hear, what you have to say tonight, it's really this snafu will really have cost the applicant only about a week or 2 in the grand scheme of things, most likely. So,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
yeah.
Great to go back to the things happen, but the board seems to be in this manner, and it's just going to take another few weeks.
Well, you've already said too much now, because if you appreciate it, I smell something fishy. You had to cross the line.
The board
You
side,
had
have
to
my good
just
shirt
keep
on.
going. You had to just keep going.
I was expecting to walk away here with the dance.
Yes, yes.
So.
You had us at absolutely.
Dave, would you
Yeah.
mind reading those bad
Yeah.
boys out?
So Well, first, again, there are two people who look like they're chomping at the bit
Yes.
to speak out in favor of
Yes.
or against this application.
Is there
Anybody-
anyone back there that would like to make comment or objections to this project? Thank
Oh.
you.
So, you have the typical balancing test. It's the benefit to the applicant that's being sought by the applicant weighed against any detriment to the health, safety, and welfare of the community. First factor is whether there's an undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties created by the grant of the area variance. Anybody feel like there would be any such
No.
negative impact?
No.
I believe so.
Anybody believe that there was any evidence of a feasible alternative method to achieve the benefits sought other than by an area variance?
Yeah, no.
And about whether it's substantial, or it or either of them are substantial,
No.
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 No?
and whether there would be any adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions,
No.
and whether it was self-created.
I think the part of the self-creation would be who they chose to represent them here at these meetings. But besides that, no, not at all.
Allow the record to reflect the levity in the room.
Yes, yes, or not.
Or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same coverage.
Yes,
Yeah, it's the
Right, with
same
the
coverage,
concession, it's a
so
wash anyway, so.
It's a wash.
yeah. So I would say to no there, but we
Knows the number 5 in one night, that's.
can, to move forward, to take
So here's what we should do, is we need to keep the hearing open only so that we can accept in the county GML letter into the hearing record. You should entertain a motion to adjourn to June, whatever it was, 27th.
7th.
And I know what my job is between now and the 27th of June. And
I'll make a
come
motion
prepared in
then
advance.
to, I'll make a motion then to keep it open, public hearing until June 27th ZBA meeting, and to continue the public hearing, right?
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we'll make a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
To the,
Adjourn?
Really, to continue the hearing on
Yeah, I make a
June
motion to
27th.
adjourn the meeting for this evening and to continue the open hearing on June 27th.
Right.
Second.
Right, so yeah, just to be clear, we're not adjourning tonight's meeting, we're adjourning the
Yes,
public hearing.
right.
We're continuing the
public
public
hearing.
hearing to June 27th.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So if we're to, I can't make up.
Right, no, you can't.
You know,
Yeah, the comments thus far, some surprise with the county, and we have to talk about overrides or something like that, which, frankly, I doubt, but you never know. But I understand which way I'd be drafting based upon the discussion.
thank you, sir.
Everyone.
Have a good
Dave,
one.
as always.
Dave, real quick, where in this?
Oh, wrong Dave.
Last little bit.
Oh, God, that's right, another one. Okay, you notice it's 20 after and we've gone through 2 applications. So that means you get the same amount of time, 10 minutes. No.
A PTA meeting at 7:30.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
We appreciate nothing.
Well played, sir. Well played.
It's a rough room tonight, man.
And the next returning public hearing will be Homeland Towers. How's it going, guys?
Well, for the record, again, my name is David Kenny, attorney with Snyder & Snyder. With me to my right is Vincent Xavier, regional manager of Homeland Towers. I believe at the last meeting, the board directed the attorney to draft a resolution We were kind enough to be provided a copy of the resolution. We have no comments or issues with the resolution, but we're here tonight to answer any questions the board may have or witness its decision.
So I did circulate that draft in advance of the meeting tonight, and I brought a copy with me again and distributed to everybody. Has everybody had a chance to take a look, and does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, amendments, edits, et cetera?
I don't. And the planning board is still reviewing this and making comments or whatnot is going forward right now.
Right. The upshot of the resolution is that it steps through the, New York State and federal law. It talks about what the standards are that we've talked about many times on this application. It lays out all the history. It summarizes the history of the application, what's been going on before the planning board, et cetera. And then it is a resolution granting the use variance requested on 8 conditions. I think it's eight conditions, most of which relate to the subject to and conditioned upon the continued review by the planning board. The planning board has completed SECRA. It's issued a neg deck. It's continuing its site plan and Ridgeline Overlay District review, and it is, as we understand it, on board with a monopine design, reportedly the same way this board was, sort of right on the fence on which one's less intrusive, the monopine or the monopole. And I think they are currently, my information is that they're currently looking at some additional minor changes to the site plan on the ground, looking at the driveway in different ways to try to save some trees. Is that
Correct.
right?
Specifically, we're looking to possibly remove the swale that we put in place. That would save a couple more trees. The only contingent is we want Sean and MHE and engineering to say that they confirmed we don't need that swale for a structural purpose, but that's the only thing that would be really changing is maybe we save a couple more trees and, change the driveway design a little bit.
And unless anybody feels strongly that that would impact how intrusive or not the application is before this board, like the use variance is to the zoning scheme, I think that's a non-factor. And what I've done is I've included that in as a comment so that the board is aware that that's ongoing, and this grant is subject to the planning board continuing to look closely at that and making its decision based upon sound planning and engineering principles, which they will do. So if everybody's okay with what we've drafted here, procedurally, what I would suggest is, open it up to any final public comment. The room is obviously empty, so the answer to that is not going to be anybody that's going to want to be heard. If the applicant has any final say, if any board members have any final questions, then if not, entertain a motion to close the public hearing. And then if everybody's satisfied with the resolution, you could then entertain a motion to approve the resolution as drafted that's before you, granting the application.
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
Just want to make sure you didn't.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hey, anybody want to entertain a motion? With all of you having had an opportunity to review the full draft resolution and having looked at it, does anybody want to offer a motion to approve this resolution granting the use variance on conditions?
I'll make a motion to approve this grant variance upon conditions.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Much.
Take care, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Safe
yeah.
in the dark.
Yeah.
If you should sign that before you go.
Yeah, this one here, right?
Yep.
The
The only thing the boxes are there.
30th.
Manually add the motion in, the votes in, or how are we going to do that for the page that he's
That,
signing?
oh, in terms of putting it in there? You
Yeah.
could, you could handwrite them in.
Okay,
Like the
well,
X-
because.
You're talking about in the chart?
You talking about the checklist here?
Yeah,
Yeah, you could just check it off and that'll be the final.
okay,
Yeah, put an X or a check mark and that'll do.
okay, that's fine.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if his signature was on that page or the next page.
It's actually on,
on that
it looks
page.
like it's on
Okay.
that page.
On that page.
Yep,
That's fine.
okay.
Did the March minutes go out? No.
On my computer, I never scanned them. I scanned them, I just never sent them to you. So you'll have them tomorrow morning.
Hey,
I know. So next month you'll have 3 to do.
yeah, okay,
He doesn't believe me.
yeah. All right, if there's no other business, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That was record-breaking.
Outstanding work. Outstanding.